Hey folks, now our leaders in the USA, they love to tell us about human rights, right? That any government they don't like is a brutal dictatorship. When they try to overthrow it, it's just an effort to spread freedom around the world. So I wasn't too surprised when I saw this article in the Wall Street Journal, Iranians want their country back, right? Didn't surprise me, right? It's, supporting people that are against the Iranian government, etc. What did surprise me, and this just really exposes the hypocrisy of all this rhetoric, who's the author? I'll show you who the author is here. Look at the author. Reza Pahlavi. This is the son of the Shah of Iran, the brutal dictator who slaughtered people, had torture chambers, murdered people, killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people, tortured all kinds of people. Every Iranian has a cousin or a brother or an uncle or somebody in their family who got on the wrong side of Savak, the secret police, and got tortured or murdered or detained for years without any charges. The Shah's regime in Iran was bankrupting the country, making the country deeply poor, while doing the bidding of Rockefeller and the London oil-based monopolies. The country was deeply, deeply poor, and then they had a revolution. 1979, the people rose up, and now his relatives, the royal family that had absolute power, are living in Southern California. They're living in Southern California, and this individual, the eldest son of the Shah, who the Shah supporters, the wealthy Iranians who want the monarchy back, this individual, Reza Pahlavi, is living in exile with his family. And the headline, it's pretty obvious. Iranians want their country back. No, the Pahlavis want the country back. The royal family that got displaced when the revolution happened, the brutal dictators who were backed up by the United States against the Iranian people, they want their country back. And if you read this article, if you know anything about the Shah, it's like laughable. The first couple paragraphs, they go on and on about some individual who in Iran was allegedly killed for a comment he made, shot down or something. How many people did the Shah kill for comments that they made? How many people did he torture to death for statements that they made? I mean, this is like the hypocrisy is just very, very extreme. And then it goes on to repeat some of the standard stuff we hear from the Trump administration, like they're bankrupting the country, they're impoverishing the people, all of this. Well, I gotta tell you folks, I've been to Iran. Before the Iranian Revolution, outside of the major cities, people in Iran didn't have running water. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have telephones. Well, the Iranian government, the Islamic Republic of Iran, has installed that all over the country. Huge development projects. You should see these beautiful modern highways that they have. I mean, Iran is one of the most stable parts of the Middle East. They have barely had any terrorist attacks. The people there are not in fear of their lives, of ISIS. The military, the country is secure. The country is very, very much secure. After the Islamic Revolution, during the time when they were invaded by Iraq, the Supreme Leader Khomeini, he launched what they called a construction jihad. And all across the country, Iranians were mobilized in these things called the Basij, or the mobilized oppressed, start building highways, building hospitals, building schools, building power plants. Iran, the level of development there vastly increased. The population is basically guaranteed employment. Illiteracy has been wiped out. And it's not just for the Persian majority, but the minorities in Iran, the Kurds, the Arabs in Iran, their standard of living, their life has gotten far, far better because of the Islamic Revolution. And there are wealthy folks living in like northern Tehran who want the Shah back. And they're very racist. You talk to them, they're very racist. They don't like the fact that the Islamic Republic gives support to, these other ethnicities in Iran. They don't like the fact that low-income people in Iran get so much assistance. They don't like the fact that the Islamic Republic, the government, exercises so much control over the economy, forcing the economy to work in a rational way for the benefit of the population. That's what they don't like about it. And, the Shahs of Sunset Park, these wealthy, wealthy billionaires living in Southern California, yeah, they want the country back. They want absolute power again. They want to be Wall Street's puppets in there, living in splendor while people are starving. But the Iranian people are not going to let that happen. I've been to Iran, and I've seen how every neighborhood there is organized. They have the Basij, they've got the Revolutionary Guards. War with Iran is not going to be some kind of cakewalk. The Iranians are set to defend their country The overwhelming majority of the country support the Islamic Republic. Maybe they don't agree with this aspect or that aspect, but the overwhelming majority agree that what the Islamic Republic, Khomeini, and now Khamenei have done for the country has made life there far, far better than it was when Reza Pahlavi and the Shah was in there. So, you know, there's no question that the overwhelming majority support the revolution and oppose the Shahs of Sunset, these wealthy people. But what shocks me is how can anybody open the Wall Street Journal, see this article, and take it seriously? Just look up what the Shah did. When this guy's family was running the country, what did they do? Were they engaging in human rights? Were they protecting people's civil liberties? I mean, that's a joke. That's a joke. And furthermore, if the Islamic Republic were to fall, people make it sound like it would just transition to some kind of peaceful democracy. Well, tell me, look at Iraq right now. Did it just become a peaceful, democratic paradise? Look at Libya right now. Look at Syria right now. When the USA launches these kind of regime change operations, does it ever stabilize the country and make things better? The people in Iran that are against the government, right? We're talking, you know, the Pahlavists that want the absolute monarchy, the monarchists essentially, the folks hanging out in Southern California. They've got some, you know, layers of support in the country, not much. We're talking Mujahideen Khalq, the crazed Islamo-Marxist sect, you know, that think that their leader is a prophet sent to Earth and, you know, wackadoo working with Israel to kill scientists. You've got, like, Arab separatists that, you know, that want to set up some kind of Sunni regime. You got Sunni separatists, Kurdish separatists. If the Islamic Republic were to fall, the result for Iran would be a disaster. It would be all these U.S. groups killing each other, essentially, fighting for power in the vacuum. So, and people in Iran know that. I mean, they went through the 1979 revolution. They remember how the initial stages of the revolution were full of chaos, and that they got the stability that came out of the revolution. That's what the Islamic Republic has brought: stability, economic development, building up the country, planning the economy, working with China, working with Russia. Now they're in the natural gas market. Iran is having a natural gas boom. Europe doesn't approve of what the Trump administration is doing and is much more friendly to Iran. So, you know, nobody in Iran wants to go back to when these folks were here. The Wall Street Journal should really be ashamed of themselves. The level of dishonesty in running an article by, you know, the son of the dictator, and then claiming that he believes in human rights. I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. You want to talk about fake news or dishonesty? Take a look at this. You know, the Shahs were not purveyors of human rights. It's not Iranians that want their country back. It's the wealthy exiles living in Southern California that want their power back. And it's Wall Street that wants Iran back for itself.